Okay, I gotta share something with you. This is cool. This is really cool. Um, and it has to do with rewards. Um, and it is some grace and some really cool stuff sprinkled into some really tough sayings of Jesus, but it's there. Oh, and it's just hidden. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm excited about this one. I'm doing a I'm going through uh, Greek words. And specifically, I've been focusing on the word receive. I think I may do a couple videos. This might turn out to be a lot more videos than I expected, just because this word's been used so many times, but there are multiple Greek words for receive, for the word receive. And I was going through all of the different uses of the word received. Let's see, I'm doing a partial match search for the entire New Testament for the word receive. So that means receiveth, received, anything that falls along those lines or anywhere where it's been used, whether or not it has the Greek word, a Greek word that could mean receive attached to it, um, it pulls it up. So 257. Um, and this one in Matthew 10, I think I'm going to start with this one because it just excites me. It has to do with receiving him. So it says that he that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. If you receive Jesus, then you're receiving the Father. And if you receive a believer, you're receiving Jesus. Now, before I get too far, let me just explain what the difference between these Greek words. Actually, let me read the second one. This is where it gets exciting. Okay. He that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. And he that receiveth a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. None are righteous. What is the righteous man's reward? It is Jesus's reward. He's the righteous man. Now we've been imputed his righteousness. It is his righteousness, the righteousness of faith. And faith comes by hearing, and hearing the word of God. If we receive his words, we receive him. This is why if you receive one who is sent by him, like these disciples, saying, whoever receives you receives me. Why? Because you have the words that I've given you. And these are not my own words, but the words that the Father has given me. The words that are given to the disciples at this point are a prophet's words. Jesus came to the nation of Israel as a prophet. So he says, he that receiveth a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. Jesus, there is a specific portion to the nation of Israel as Jesus comes to them as a prophet. But there's something else hidden here, which is so cool. And he that receives a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And what is the name of a righteous man? Jesus Christ. Oh, it's got me so excited. But there's one more little detail. And this is where I want to get into the study of the words receive. If you look at receive, a prophet, and then shall receive a prophet's reward, there's two different Greek words used. There's the word for the first time, which is dechomai. And this is to approve. It is to reckon. Yes, true. Okay, I accept it. I concur. I agree with it. I receive this word. It is to mentally it is to mentally acknowledge what is being brought to you. It is that kind of receive that's being used here. G1209, dechomai. But the receive for the reward is a different receive. It's the word lambano. And this is something different. It is to take. You shall take. It's not so much being used in the term of agreement and reckoning, but this is to take. Something you get, something you hold that cannot be taken away. But it has to do with approving. So Jesus came to the nation of Israel as a prophet. He did. To confirm the promises made to the fathers, he brought the words to Israel. But hidden here in Matthew 10, there's a little bit of grace economics where you see that when you receive the word, when you accept the word, when you acknowledge the truth, when you receive the truth, Jesus himself, you receive, you lambano the reward. And I think that's a little clue onto why there is a different there is a different portion for Israel and a different portion for us who receive a righteous man's name. That's Jesus. Now, when the nation of Israel accepts a prophet's name, it is Jesus. He's the Messiah. He's God in the flesh. When they did not receive him, but one day they will. And then even more grace. And whosoever shall give drink to one of these little ones a cup of cold water, only in the name of a disciple, truly I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward. In the name of a disciple. How do you know that they're a disciple? Because of what they bring you. They bring you Christ. They talk about Jesus. And that's how you receive them. You receive them based on the doctrine of Christ, based on the gospel, the good news. If anyone brings to you another gospel, let them be accursed. But if anyone brings to you grace in Jesus Christ, that's how we come to approve, accept, receive Him. It is just faith alone. It is just faith alone. But when you believe and you reckon true the message that's brought to you, you do receive so much more. So don't let anybody tell you that you need to receive something else other than what you've already received in the gospel. Because when you receive the words, you're not only receiving that that disciple or that righteous man, you're receiving Jesus Christ himself and the Father who sent him. Okay, so I'm going to get back into some more of the Greek words. I'll have to come back to it later because I just don't have that much time. But God bless you. I hope you like this. There's some beautiful grace just sprinkled in here where I didn't even think to look for it. So it was a nice surprise this morning.